Hello, I am Jody Wolf, and you are watching EXPOZ on September 24, 2011, and it's 12:30 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama. Topic: incredible gasoline fuel mileage. Today, I'll pick up where I left off. Again, it was said someone will give up the idea when there are enough out there, like you and I, that they can't kill off everybody that's doing it. So what exactly happened to Tom Ogle and his invention? Well, I've already told you that Tom Ogle was murdered. He wasn't on drugs. He wasn't a druggie, and he didn't and actually he didn't drink. He was a 24-year-old young man with a very bright mind, and he was going to go a long, long way. So anyway, the oil companies offered to buy his unit with the understanding that Tom would never build another one. Well, Tom refused to sell, and the only thing they had left was to try, and this is Tom's words, was to try to break me in court. Well, what was odd was Tom said someone from Washington State called and said they would like to work with Tom, and Tom agreed. The company name was never mentioned, or at least not to me where I read it. But after they took Tom's car away, it was later that they found Tom dead. Now, after Tom's death, the company that took the car said the engine didn't work. And after that, the car disappeared. Tom's wife would not talk to the press for fear of her own life. Well, if you remember some of my past blogs, I'd already talked about increased fuel mileage, and it was an idea, if you remember, HHO generators. Well, I'm gonna tell you again. Tom Ogle was killed. A gentleman prior to him was killed several years earlier. And in my past blog, if you remember, Stan Myers, who achieved, now get this, by far the best and incredible 152 miles per gallon of water. That's right. He drove his car 152 miles per gallon of water. And he, if you recall, could drive from California to New York on 20 gallons of water based on 3,000 miles. They offered him multiple companies, oil companies, automobile companies, and even OPEC made a final offer, which was an incredible amount of money. Not 500 million. No. I'm sorry. Maybe that is it. $500 million. This is $500 million. They offered to Stan Myers. Stan Myers refused, and shortly thereafter, Stan Myers was a creature of habit. He went to the same place for breakfast every morning, and I think it was within walking distance of his home. But this particular morning, he goes for his standard breakfast, and he ate, and he died of food poison. Well, investigators came, they rushed him to the hospital and all this, and next thing you know, they run back to his home. Well, his home had been broken into and his car was gone. So they will stop at nothing to make sure that your idea will never hit the market. So this is why you need to work on this and keep your mouth shut until enough people have their own corporation or their own projects at a working stage, so that there's numbers of people out there that just, what can you do? And so I'm going to tell you some things. I'm going to tell you some things here. And this one, I'm just taking a biblical thing and I'm going to throw this out there. But I got something to tell you that you'll be excited in. But this, my friend, is what the Bible says about money. Money is the root of all evil. Not the money. Money is not the root of evil, but it is the love of money that's the root of all evil. You will be killed today if you come up with a patent on a system that would allow you to use 90% less fuel in your car. In numbers, those who make HHO generators, that improve your mileage by 30 to 50%, and a lot of people are doing it today, you're safe. You're safe. I mean, there's so many people doing it, just don't tell anyone. And but the next man to drive a car without gasoline, I mean with water, without electricity, you don't need to charge batteries, without corn mash or moonshine, when you can use water, do not tell people until you're 100% sure and covered and well documented, and have a buyer and have lots and lots and lots of people that are driving and using your product. In 2005, all the oil companies had recorded profits way in the billions, and the presidents of these companies' salaries ranged from $8 million all the way to $400 million. Now, the one with $400 million was a retiring Exxon president or CEO, and part of that was bonus, but $400 million? Oil companies are making billions and hundreds of billions, you know this. The oil companies, for no reason, can raise the cost of fuel at will. After Katrina, the cost went up overnight 40 cents a gallon. It's like Katrina took away all their fuel and caused a shortage. Wrong. Just an excuse. It didn't keep them from getting any more oil because they had oil on hand. They always have a supply of oil for things just like that, but they saw fit to raise the price 40 cents because every penny a gallon that they raise it, they stand to make anywhere between 5, 10, 50, 75, and up to $100 million. Every penny. Oil companies will go broke. And not to leave out, power companies like Alabama Power, they too stand to lose billions, because if water can run a car, it can also run a generator that can run your home. So if we, the citizens, run their cars, our cars, and houses, and plants and industry on water, and I say in the near future, this is going to have to be a reality, because if people can do it, or could do it 50 years ago, and even 100 years ago, they had the idea with HHO, then we should be able to do it today. All right, I got one more part, and hopefully I will be done. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.